Hello, everybody. Good evening. Happy Friday to you. Man, another week has went by, and I just want to thank you all for joining us for this Friday's edition of Heart of the Matter. I want to give my wife a shout out, let all of you know she is in rehab. She had a great rehab today. She actually is now walking, Jeremiah. She actually is standing up and walking without any assistance. But after she does the rehabs, her leg swells pretty bad. So I'm covering it for her tonight, especially on these two topics. I'm going to be doing these. So I hope you guys love me as well, but she's getting better. And thank you for your prayers and thank you for your consideration. But anyway, tonight, I'm excited about the show tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 10 steps to effective goal setting for 2021. 10 steps to effective goal setting for 2021. Listen, goals are a thing that everybody does at one time or another. Everybody takes time. You set goals. You dream about what you want. Sometimes you write them down. Sometimes you stay focused on them for about the first 30 days of the new year. And then after that, they all go in the window, out the window. So what I want to talk to you today about is, again, 10 steps, and you'll be able to reference back to this video because you're going to need to reference back to it because I'm going to ask you to strategically do a few things. But I want to talk to you about these 10 steps to effective goal setting tonight. Okay? So I want to start off, and like I said, I'm going to go through these. This is going to be kind of quick. But what I will share with you is, again, you can come back and watch it. So step number one, when we're talking about setting goals and we want to achieve our goals, in other words, these are things we really want to happen for us. We don't want it just to be a good, a feel-good moment in our life, but we really want to be successful. Number one is we got to identify what our goals are. Number one, we got to identify what our goals are. Everything is not gold worthy. A goal needs to be something that is going to require dedication, something that's going to require commitment, something that's going to require brain power, and something that you're willing to invest in. That's the main thing I would tell you about identifying what your goals are. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this goal something I am willing to invest of my time, of my treasure, and of my talent? Is this goal something I am willing to invest of my time, of my treasure, and of my talent? If it's not, it's really not a goal. It's more of a wish. And one of the things you're going to find out as we go through this, I'm going to call you out a little bit because I think a lot of people don't really do goal setting in the beginning of the year. I think they do wishful thinking. I think a lot of people like to think that they're setting goals and like to think that they're progressing forward and like to think that they really want to be successful. But deep down inside, they really don't want to be. There are people that probably heard the title of the message tonight and left the broadcast. Those are people that really don't want to be successful. People that truly want to be successful are always looking for ways to improve. And one of the things you can do this year to be more effective in your goal setting, again, is identify what your goals are. Find out what those are. Number two, for tonight, write your goals down. Now, I know that sounds simple, Pastor Nick. Pastor Nick, look. Don't you think we know to write our goals down? Don't you think we get that? I understand that, but I'm not just talking about just write them down, like write them down on a piece of paper that you never see. First of all, you don't need to get overwhelmed with goals. You need to have 3 to 5 goals for the entire year. Because remember, goals are something that you're willing to invest of your time, your treasure, and your talent. Goals are something you got to be willing to commit to. So I like to call it an imagination board. When I talk about writing down your goals, I'm talking about putting them on your closet. I'm talking about putting them on your mirror. I'm talking about putting them in your shower. I'm talking about making 3x5 index cards for your goals and keeping them in your pocket. The purpose of goals in writing down goals is to stir up your faith. It's to stir up your believer. It's to get you excited about what you're believing for. I like to say it this way, and write this down and don't ever forget it. If it's not in writing, it don't exist. If it's not in writing, it don't exist. If you're not willing to write your goal down, If you're not willing to spend 3 hours going to the bookstore and buying some magazines that you can find images of your goals, you're not willing to cut those out. You're not willing to put those on a piece of paper. You're not willing to make your goal a screensaver on your laptop. You're not willing to invest in keeping your goals before your eyes and keeping your goals on your lips and keeping your goals before your ears. That's what writing them down means. Writing on the table of your heart. How do you write on the table of your heart? How do you get your goals ingrained in your heart? You know how you do that? You do that by saying them, by repeating them, by keeping them before your eyes. That's what writing down your goals does for you. So again, number 2, write your goals down. That's the key. Number 3, this is an important one, and I don't think a lot of people do this. Do a needs analysis on your goals. What does that really mean? Is this particular goal, because remember, you're only going to get 3 to 5 goals. Why? Remember, a goal is something you're going to invest in. You can't invest in everything. It's like a hunter said once, you can't pee on every tree in the forest, right? You got to mark a couple of trees for your hunting dogs, and you got to be strategic about what you're going for. So you have to do a needs analysis. Is that a goal really for this year? Or is that a goal more for next year? Is it a tactical goal or a strategic goal? What is the purpose of the goal? What will achieving this particular goal this year in 2021, what will that do for 2022? What will that do for 2023? Is this goal a building block for something bigger? Or is there something you need to have as a goal for this year that's the building block that you need to get to that goal that you really need next year? So a good needs analysis of why you're setting this goal, why you need the goal, what is accomplishing this goal going to really do for you? Is it important right now to accomplish this goal? For instance, if you don't own a home, but you're setting a goal to have a new Mercedes, is that really in the right order? Do a needs analysis. A Mercedes is what? A liability. It's not an investment. A home is an investment. A home is an investment. The first 3 goals you need to have financially before you have any others is number 1, what? An emergency fund. Number 2, somewhere to invest that money at when you get past the emergency fund in your saving attempt. And then number 3, a home. Those are the first 3 things financially you need to have. Then you can begin to believe for everything else. So a needs analysis, very important. I think a lot of times we think we want things we really sometimes don't need. Okay? And what point of your life are you at? Are you at a place in your life where you need to deal with all your needs? Some of you, all 5 of your goals need to be around needs. Some of you, you've made some successful steps, and maybe you can have 2 goals around your needs and 3 goals around your wants and desires. But that's for you to figure out. Okay? Step number 4, list the benefits of the goal. How is the goal going to benefit you? And list the obstacles to you achieving the goal. See why I say you need to keep it 3 to 5? You got to make an investment. This is the first investment. List 3 ways the goal is going to help you. Well, I'm going to buy a new car. It's going to make me feel better about myself. Okay. I'm going to buy this new car. It's going to give me a new outlook on things. Okay. What are the obstacles? Well, I drive a lot of miles. And if I buy a expensive car, I'm going to put a lot of miles on it and it's going to depreciate. What does it really cost you to drive a car? A year. Figure out how many miles a year you drive and multiply it by 55 cents. That tells you truly what your real cost of driving that and owning that vehicle is. The cost of your car is not your car payment. Because a lot of you you overfinance a car. So again, you need to write down what are the benefits of the goal. And what are the obstacles to achieving the goal? Because a lot of times if you have a goal that you want to achieve and there are certain obstacles in the way, you need to be working on the obstacles, not the goal. Maybe this is a season to get, if you have bad credit and you have a bankruptcy and you have child support and you have all these things and your goal is to buy a house. The obstacles of you buying that house are getting that bankruptcy straightened out, getting that back child support caught up. So those are really your goals. See, remember I said a stepping stone to what the real goal is and what you desire. A lot of times we don't think of it from that perspective. Okay? So the fourth one was list the benefits and list the obstacles. Sometimes when you list those obstacles, it helps you realize where you really are with that goal. Okay? Number 5, list the objectives of the goal. The objectives of the goal. When you're trying to achieve a goal, what is the purpose of it? Well, what's the objective of achieving that goal? It's not just, and why do I say that? Because that helps you get motivated. Like for me, my objective, my goal, and this is going back 5-6 years ago, and I have this goal every year. My goal every year is to lose weight and not gain weight. I don't care if it's 1 pound. I don't care if it's 1 pound. Last New Year's Eve, I weighed 259 pounds. See, I got that right here. My goal at the end of this year is to be 258 or less. I just don't want to gain weight. And if I do that every year, eventually I'm going to get to my target weight. See, some of y'all put all that stress and pressure on yourself. Of course I want to lose more weight. But what's the objective of me losing weight? Well, number 1, the objective of losing weight and weight reduction is twofold for me. It's about making smarter, healthier eating choices, but also committing to exercise. I'm going to come in this year about 10 pounds under my goal. I think I'm going to come in at 249 this year. I'm going to come in 10 pounds under, right at about 250. I'm going to try to get to 249. I'm sitting right now about 252 to 255. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to really push that. I always push that envelope in December to get as low as I can because I know the next year I'm not going to gain weight. And that's how I set the bar. But for me, it's really about being healthy. And this year I look back on my goal and I see where I'm at. I didn't do enough exercise. I already know where I missed it. But that's what understanding the objective will help. Because it's not just about losing weight, it's about being healthy. And in order to lose weight and be healthy, I gotta put both of those in combination. So number 5 was write down what are the objectives to your goals. Number 6, create a plan of action for each goal. Create a plan of action for each goal. Sit down and write out we told you, write out the obstacles. If you have those obstacles, how do you overcome those obstacles? Write out each step. You're going to hear me talk next week when I talk about 5 ways to never miss achieving a goal again. One of the things I'm going to talk about in that thing is how you set your KPIs, your key progress indicators, and how you hold yourself accountable. How you hold yourself accountable. Part of creating that plan that I'm talking about, as you create the plan, is putting a roadmap together. So that plan and the creation of that plan means put a roadmap together. What are you going to do in the first month? What are you going to do in the second month? Don't make the roadmap difficult. List out 1 to 3 things that you're going to accomplish in each month. Because think about it. If you have 5 goals and you're listing out 1 to 3 things per goal, that's 5 to 15 things a month that you're going to have to invest time in to accomplish your goals. So you got to create a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Let me say it again. Failing to plan is a plan to fail. So if you're going to have a goal, If you're going to write down a goal, if you're going to know the objection to the goal, if you're going to write down the benefits and the liability, if you're going to do all of that, create a plan. Create a plan. Okay? Number 6. Oh, that was number 6. Number 7. You got to share your goals. Oh, I'm not going to tell nobody. I don't want the devil to hear what I'm believing for. Listen, the devil is defeated. The devil has no power. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. Don't share your goals with haters. Or, if you're like me, I love haters. I embrace haters. Matter of fact, I want all the haters to know what I'm believing for because I love it when they hate. I love it when they doubt. I love it when they sow bad seed towards me. Why? It just makes me stronger. It makes me stronger. Why? Because let me tell you why. The Bible says the 100-fold blessing comes with persecution. I've learned to love persecution. I was a successful salesperson because I learned to love no. I learned to love no. So no doesn't bother me. No defeats. No devastates. No sidetracks. No destroys some people. It don't destroy me. Learn to embrace your haters. But you got to share your goals with people that are going to be encouraging you. Talk to when you put your plan together, if you share that goal, get somebody to help you be an accountability partner. Get somebody that you ask, will you help me be accountable to my goals? Will you help me stay on track with my goals? Will you help me think about my goals? I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more again about that next week, but I got some real good tidbits, ideas around things that can really help you. Okay? So number 7 was share your goals. Share your goals. Number 8, continually act on, watch this, and assess your goals and objectives. Continually act on and assess your goals and objectives, the KPIs. Remember, the goal is the port. If you're a boat, the goal is the port you want to get to. Setting your KPIs, setting your objectives, right? Developing that plan, right? That is your charted plot to get to the port. But how many of you know you can chart a plot to go across the Gulf of Mexico, but you cannot predict the weather, especially not here in Florida. So how many of you know if you get out of Tampa Bay or you get out of the mouth of Tampa Bay or you're here in Orlando and you get out of the Port Canaveral and all of a sudden an unexpected storm comes, sometimes you gotta make an adjustment. Sometimes you gotta change plans. Sometimes you gotta adjust plans. So if you're constantly assessing your goals, your goal is a plumb line. Your plan is a plumb line. But if you're getting off a little bit, you gotta make adjustments. You gotta make adjustments. So again, when you are assessing your goals and your objectives, it gives you the opportunity to make the adjustments that you need to make to ensure your success. Listen, folks, man, I am all about you winning. I am all about you succeeding. I am not about you doing an exercise for the sake of saying you've done something. I want all of you next year at this time to be able to say you had the most successful year of setting goals and sticking to your goals that you've ever had. So these things that I'm sharing with you, please write them down. Come back, review this through the whole month, okay? Number 9, when you achieve a goal, when you get to a goal, when you get halfway to a goal, when you made major progress on a goal, celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Remember that? You got to celebrate. You got to encourage yourself. Take your partner that you picked to help you stay on the goal. Take them to dinner. Have a celebration. Make a big deal about it. If you're married, take your wife. Make a big to-do about the fact that you accomplish a goal. Make a big to-do about you are closer to accomplishing that goal. Send yourself a thank you card. Put it in the mail. Write it out and mail it and receive it in the mail, congratulating yourself. Pastor, you sound a little crazy. You sound a little radical. You know, when King David was in the cave, the Bible said when Saul was trying to kill him, the Bible said that he had to encourage himself. Abraham had to encourage himself. Jesus had to encourage himself. You got to learn how to encourage yourself. You got to learn how to do things that's going to keep you on fire. You got to learn how to do things that's going to excite you. I used to get up every morning and I used to sing in the shower before I knew Jesus to just encourage myself, to start my day out right. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel terrific all day long. I feel healthy. I used to sing. Why? To encourage myself. What do you got to do to encourage yourself? Celebrate your success. Talk about your success. Verbalize your success. Let me tell you something. Goal setting, goal creating, going over your KPIs, doing all the things that I'm talking to you about doing. It's not an easy thing. And you should be proud of yourself when you do these things. The last one, number 10, when it comes to goal setting in the new year. Again, 10 steps for effective goal setting in 2021. The last one is evaluate where you're at. Evaluate as you go through your goals. Evaluate where your mental is. Evaluate where your mental is. Sometimes we start down a path of goal setting and things we think we want to achieve. And we get a little bit down the road, man, and it becomes really mentally draining. It becomes really mentally tough. I tell the story in church sometimes about a time my VP of sales came in and, we had this sales contest and I set this goal and it was real high. Everybody else was going to set 2 appointments or 3 appointments for the week. And, me with my big mouth, I'm going to set 10, Now, how many of you know I set those 10 appointments? How did I do it? Doing everything I just told you. I put together a roadmap. I put together everything I was going to do every day. I made adjustments. But it took all I had to set those 10 appointments. As a matter of fact, the Friday that I did it, that evening, I was walking out to the car with my engineer, Mike Kimling. I'll never forget it. And he put his arm around me. He said, son, he said, man, if you do that every week, he said, you'll make $100,000 next year. This is like 20 years ago. He said, you'll make $100,000 next year. I remember looking at him and saying, Mike, if I got to work that hard to make $100,000, I don't want it. It was that mentally draining. So I know you get excited about goal setting. I know the new year's coming. We all do. It's what we do every year. But this year, let's make it a little bit different. Let's set some really realistic goals. Let's put a real plan in place and let's evaluate those things. If you find a goal is taxing you or it's becoming very challenging to you, just maybe adjust it. Maybe push that goal to the next year. This year, we're all about winning. We want to win. We want to win setting our goals. I hope that tonight you've gotten something out of these 10 steps to effective goal setting for 2021. I hope you were blessed by this. But here's what I want to ask you. If you really appreciated this, if you felt it helped you, I need you to do me one favor. I need you to be here next week. Because next week, what I'm going to talk about is the 5 key things that will ensure that you actually achieve these goals in 2021. The 5 key things that will actually ensure if you do these 5 things, you will achieve every goal. I promise you. 5 key things that will ensure you achieve your goals in 2021. So join us next week. And until then, this is Pastor Nick saying, I'll see you next Friday, 7 o'clock on The Heart of the Matter.
Thanks for watching tonight. If this show has been a blessing to you, help us be a blessing to others. There are two major ways you can help us do that. The first way is your financial support. We'd love for you to partner with us. With as little as $10, you can help us reach about 1,000 people. It's pretty awesome, right? Every dollar helps us get this message to the world. So just go to ltmorlando.org/THM to give today. The second way, you can show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at LTM Orlando. Your support on social goes a long way. Thanks again for watching tonight, and we'll see you next week on The Heart of the Matter.